Well, out of respect, I thought it was only right that I go and talk.
Yes, Steve, respect. Something you're clearly very, very good at. Steve Bruce. I don't understand, mate. He's Villa manager, he's Birmingham manager, he's United's manager, he's Wednesday's manager, he's Sunderland's manager, and now he's Newcastle manager. Respect, loyalty, this man has got none of it. All you've seen this week is Newcastle fans saying how much they don't want him, Wednesday fans originally saying how much they respected him as a manager, showing the love for him, and he's lost it all of it. As of recording this video, he has now resigned from Wednesday. We found out we've got 4 million, which I'll go into later, in compensation for him, and he's basically forced his way out of the door. Nothing official has come out from the club at the time of recording this video, but I thought I'd get straight on it, back from work, give you some of my thoughts. I went to the match on Saturday, the pre-season against Lincoln. I didn't want to talk about Steve Bruce at that match. I basically thought, he's here, he's still the Wednesday manager, I'm going to support him because I don't see the point in getting on top of people for speculation and rumours at the time. But the interview after that match pretty much summed up his intentions. He did not want to be the Wednesday manager. The fact that he looked guilty all that day just sort of showed the state of mind he was in, and he clearly had no respect for our club. He talks about respect at the end of that Newcastle in that interview about Newcastle. Oh, I've got to respect the club by talking to him. That's a load of crap, right? If you respect a club, you respect the club that let you start a month late so you could go and watch cricket, mate. And understandably, there was family issues within there. No Wednesday fan, no real Wednesday fan, to be fair, across our fan base, there was no issues with that. We let him start late. We talked to him. He was a manager that came back off the back of an awful management stage for us with Joss, and he looked great, and he said the right things. And you know what? We gave him the time. We wanted to give him a chance to be in a position to grow the club. We let him bring his team in. We let him bring a physio in, who I hope stays, actually, because he's from the Man United Academy. So I hope he does well for us and he stays. But obviously him, Clements and the other one, they've all left as well. So he brought his little stooges in. He's run off with them. Try not to take any of our players with him, please, you absolute snake. All the Villa fans, I was going, they've been too harsh on him. Villa got under my skin last season just because of some of the banter we were having. I enjoyed that banter. But you know what? Now, completely friends. Villa, I've got nothing against you. You were right all along. Steve Bruce is an absolute arse. I can understand the cabbage. I was even at the match going, why is that idiot on the pitch? We know nothing yet. I'd understand a little bit more now. I mean, I've never really condoned getting in someone's face. But if this had happened now, I'd understand the frustration. Why? Why would you treat a club so poorly that has given you the time to go and be with your family before starting the job? Can I just say, we were in a promotion push there. We weren't at the time, obviously. We were languishing quite badly in the Championship. But if you look at Bruce's form when he actually took the job in February, we were there and thereabouts. His favourite saying. But no, if he'd have come in when he was actually hired in January, those few games could have just squeezed us into the playoffs. And we were okay with that. We were okay with that not happening because we wanted to respect the man and respect his family. And he's shown absolutely no respect for us. 4 million compensation, though. Newcastle, we've had your pants down there. 4 million for a man who has been with us since February and has done nothing. Pretty much. He might have helped us with our injury. He might have left us in better shape, to be fair. Brought in some good free transfers. We're now out of the financial fair play situation. The embargo is gone, I think. It's pretty much lifted anyway. So we are now in a position where we are 4 million better off from Bruce. Newcastle doesn't look good for you guys. Why would you take this job? This is the other part of it for me. Newcastle, at the minute, with Mike Ashley being their owner, that is not an attractive job. I don't understand why you go from being adored at Wednesday by the fans, not adored, that's probably a bit of a strong word for Cabbage Man, had the potential to be adored by those Wednesday fans, and we'd all taken to him really well. I don't know why you'd go from that situation where Wednesday have come back, they look fit, they look strong, like this season could be a really good season, to basically go for a massive relegation scrap with no money under Mike Ashley in the Premiership. Don't give me the crap it's about his dream job. It's not. If I was to say a dream job for Bruce, it'd probably be Man United, because that's all he gets up the arse of. That's all he's ever got up the arse of. So he's just basically, he's going for a payday. We have given him the time to spend with his family, and he's repaid us by going for a payday and basically treating us like we are a minnow club. You know, we're a tiny little club, and that is not the respect that our fan base deserve. I feel for Newcastle. I've got quite an affinity with Newcastle. I love the exchanges we're currently having on Twitter. They don't want him. They feel sorry for us that we're actually getting left this close to the start of the season. Got a lot of time for you Newcastle fans at the minute. It's not going to be nice under Steve Bruce. He is a decent manager, don't get me wrong, but he is not what you want after Rafa Benitez. He is going into a toxic environment where the fans are not going to want him. He left a job where the fans did want him. He's managed to go from Villa hating him to coming to us, who we actually quite liked him, to going straight into a job in a few months where they'll hate him. It makes no sense. Absolutely no sense. But that's Steve Bruce. Steve Bruce is a snake. He has got no loyalty, and he clearly isn't making sound decisions right now. It's not the dream job. It's not even a good job. You wouldn't want that job right now. But he wants money. And he's got the ego to think that he can do something at Newcastle. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if we get promoted this season, which is unlikely, depends what happens. If we bring in Chris Hughton, maybe. That is who I want. But can you imagine if we get promoted and Newcastle come down? That would be sweet. I mean, I'd feel for the Newcastle fans, but to be honest, I think some of them would want to see that now, just to shut Mike Ashley up and just say, get out of our club. But yeah, hopefully the 4 million compensation, we can bring a manager in quick, because the squad have come back in looking strong. I hope we don't lose any players. Steve Bruce can keep his hands off him. Chanziri will probably just tell him to piss off anyway, as you should. Like, Chanziri, the man is a hero. I will not have any of you giving him stick, right? He has done everything. I know he sold the ground to himself. He's literally just put more and more money, as much as he can, into this club, until financial fair play has been like, nah, mate, you can't put any more in. So he's finding ways to put more in. He wants this club to succeed. And he has been an absolute miser with this. He's been like, no, Steve Bruce, if you want to go, Newcastle, who don't pay for anything, are going to have to pay. Mike Ashley's going to have to get his checkbook out of his sausage-bodied jeans, trousers, whatever he can actually fit into. Sorry, that was quite a personal dig. I never usually make those. I'm not that kind of person. Can you tell this whole situation's been a bit frustrating? But yeah, Chanziri's actually made the bloke pay for something, and hopefully with that we can get a manager like Hughton in. Hughton, who was wrongfully sacked at Brighton, I think, and could really do a job for us. He could, if we sign Hughton, promotion back on the cards, boys. It could happen. I'm just hoping we make a good signing. I'm not sure on Gary Monk. I know that's one name that's going around quite a bit. I've never really rated him, but I'd support him like I do every Wednesday manager, obviously. But I would much prefer Hughton to Monk, in my opinion. 4 million, though. Absolute great bit of business. The fact that media are coming out, journalists that are based in Sheffield and are close to Wednesday, report on it a lot. The fact that they're giving their personal opinions, saying that it makes no sense, why would he do it? You know, he's in a good position at Wednesday, and I think everybody can see that. We can see it. The Newcastle fans can see it. The only person who can't see it, clearly, is Steve Bruce. Forcing his way out as well, resigning. Saying it's up to the clubs after the match at Lincoln on Saturday, and then forcing his way out of the club by resigning and taking the other two with him. It just... There's no respect there. There's no loyalty there. I understand everything the Villa fans were saying. I understand what people have said before. Like, my partner's dad, Huddersfield fan, has always said he's an absolute mercenary. And I was always like, nah, you just got relegated, you're bitter, you know. He's completely right, which I hope he never watches this video, because he'll rub it in. But no, I think this might actually be a blessing in disguise. This season might not be great. You know, we could be facing an uphill battle if we don't get a decent manager in soon. Obviously, there's always the thing, if you bring in a new manager, it brings in uncertainty. We don't know if he's going to be able to settle the squad well enough. We don't know if he's got the right players for his play style. But we'll have to see when the season starts, see what happens over the next few days. I'm hoping something goes up tonight, so this video ends up being outdated and we've got a new manager, and I'm like, way, okay, I try to get ahead of this a bit too quick. But I've been building this up. I've not talked about it because I didn't want to slag the man off while he was our manager, but nah, not having it. Not having that kind of behaviour towards our club. We don't deserve it. No club deserves that. I'm sorry, but like the care we show towards him, just he's just got no respect. He used that word, that's why I'm using it so much today. He has got none of it. But yeah, we might have to write off this season depending on how our managerial appointment goes, but it's probably a blessing in disguise, you know. We're probably going to come out the other end. If he is such a mercenary that he'll do this, he's shown his true colours. We don't need a man like that at Wednesday, and I feel sorry for the Newcastle fans getting such a arse, you know. They're getting somebody coming in that clearly only cares about the money. He's got a massive ego on him and is going to basically be part of their relegation scrap. So it's not looking good for Newcastle. It looks more optimistic for us, to be honest. If I was in Newcastle's position, I would not be wanting a man like Steve Bruce walking through the door. In Wednesday's position, I was quite happy with it. He's a great promotion manager. Keeping people up, keeping people solid. Premiership football, he's not the one. But no, I know you guys have been asking me about my thoughts on this situation. There are just some of them. Maybe I'll do a bit more of a talk on this. I know this is going to be a talking point for quite some time, but I thought I'd just come and talk to you guys because I said I'd be making a video when I knew a little bit more, when we all knew a little bit more about the Steve Bruce situation. So here's my initial thoughts. Steve Bruce is a massive snake. Everything that was said about him is absolutely true. I'll make no personal digs at him. I can just completely disrespect his character like he's disrespected my football club. And I'm glad he's gone. I just hope we find some stabilisation after it. I hope the players that... Think about people like Adebayo who have come in because they've worked with Bruce before. They want to work with him. Signs on a 2-year deal. And Bruce pisses off the next week, pretty much. You know, he was... Before he even got announced to the club, Bruce was already in talks with Newcastle. It's just... It's wrong for those players. I hope the players' heads don't drop too much. I hope they realise that they are better than our manager and that they still, you know, fight for the shirt. They want to play for us this season and they do their bit on the pitch. Because, like, I can imagine players like Barry Bannon are not happy right now. Barry Bannon is somebody who has really taken to this club. And I hope I'm not eating my words, and I hope, like, Steve Bruce, because he loves Barry Bannon, I hope he doesn't try and pinch him. Can you imagine Newcastle fans if they signed Barry Bannon? They'd probably go into self-induced comas. But yeah, guys, what do you think on the situation? Are you a Newcastle fan? What do you think about Bruce coming in and the whole situation? Wednesday fans, obviously, get in those comments. Let me know what's going on. Villa fans, if you're out there, you were right. How does that feel? I'm pretty sure you're probably not even smug about it because there's a bit of a mutual respect going on there at the minute. It's an interesting one, you know. I want to know all about what you guys think about it. These are my initial thoughts. But as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, do all those things, and keep watching right here on Dexterity Box.